Okay, so we're in 8.5. We're going to fill out the second half of those notes. We filled out that top half on Friday. Today we're going to be down here in the bottom half. We have 4 examples. So before, like I said, you were given the slope and you were given a point. This time they're just going to give you 2 points. So we really just have one extra step that we have to do. So we're going to be given 2 points. Our first example, I want to write the equation of the line that passes through 2, 0 and 4, 1. Okay, what 2 things do I need to write the equation of a line?
The slope and the y-intercept.
Okay, well I don't have either. And you can't find the y-intercept until you have your slope. So the first thing we're going to do is find the slope. How do you find the slope?
You do y2 minus
down the
y1 and
Very
then x2 minus
x1. Very good. So y2 is 1. y1 is 0. Over x2 is 4. x1 is 2. So what is my slope?
1/2.
1/2. Okay, once you have your slope, then you can find your y-intercept. So remember, we're using the equation y equals mx plus b. It does not matter which point you use. Sometimes one point is going to be easier than the other one. So in this case, which point do you think might be easier? Okay, well either one is probably going to be easier. I see a 0, and anytime they put a 0 in there, most of the time it's going to be the easier choice because usually it'll cancel something out. So let's use the first point. So instead of x, we have 2, and instead of y, we have 0. So I'm going to plug 0 in for y. We just found out what m was. So we're going to plug 1/2 in for m, 2 in for x, and then we're going to solve for b. So I have 0 equals, what is 1/2 times 2? 1. And how would you solve for b? Subtract 1 from both sides, so b equals -1. I have my slope, I have my y-intercept, so what would this equation look like?
Y equals 1/2 x minus 1.
Very good. Y equals 1/2 x minus 1.
Yay.
It's one extra step from what we did on Friday. Yes.
Plus negative x, same thing.
Yes, it would. Plus -1. Yes.
Okay.
Plus -1 would be same thing. Yes.
So when you
This time, I want to write an equation for a line that passes through 7, 7 and 2, -2. What 2 things do you need to write the equation of a line? Slope, y-intercept. I have neither, so which do you have to find first?
slope.
The slope. Okay, now I have negative, so we're going to be really careful with this. I'm going to take y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And being really, really careful with these negatives. -2 minus 7 gives me what? -9. 2 minus 7 gives me -5. Now, if I have a negative over a negative, what should I do? Change it to a positive. Okay, so my slope is 9/5. Okay, now I need to take my y equals mx plus b. Which point do you want to use? Okay, let's go with 7, 7 because Veronica says they're both positive. That's a good observation. Okay, so instead of y, we're going to plug in 7. Instead of m, we're going to plug in 9/5. Instead of x, we're going to plug in 7. We're going to solve for b. Okay, so I get 7 equals, what is 9/5 times 7?
A big number.
Isn't it 63 over 5? Multiply your numerators, multiply your denominators. Okay, so 63 over 5 plus b. How would you solve for b? Minus 63 over 5. Okay, well now we love adding and subtracting fractions, right? So we're going to take 7 over 1 minus 63 over 5. What do you have to do first whenever you're subtracting fractions? Common denominator. What's my common denominator going to be?
5.
5. So now I have 35 over 5 minus 63 over 5. When I subtract my numerators, what does 35 minus 63 give me?
28.
18 and 18. Is it 28?
I got 28.
That's 28.
Okay, you're right. It is 28. So negative 28 over 5. Okay, so b equals negative 28 over 5. You can leave this as an improper fraction. I have my slope, I have my y-intercept, so what would the equation of this line look like?
Y equals negative 28.
Wait, what's my slope? 9/5 x minus 28 over 5. I think there are a few like that on your homework. Not a ton. Most of them will come out to be whole numbers.
If we used 2, would it have come out the same way?
It's still, yeah.
Can you tell us which ones are fractions that
I
we don't
can.
pick?
And then you can work on your homework. Okay, for this one, I want to write the equation of a line that passes through 0, 0, and 2, 5. Okay, how would I find my slope? I'm going to take what minus what in the numerator?
5 minus 0.
5 minus 0 in the numerator. What minus 1 in the denominator?
2 minus 0.
Okay, so what is my slope?
5 over 2.
5 over 2. Okay, which point do you want to use?
0,
0, 0, right?
0.
You definitely want to use 0. So I have 0 equals,
0.
my slope is 5/2, my x is 0. What does b equal?
B equals 0.
Okay, so b equals 0.
Big surprise there.
I have my slope. I have my y-intercept. So my equation would be y equals 5/2 x plus 0. But my question to you, do I really need that plus 0? No, and if you write plus 0, it's not wrong. It's the same equation. But if you want to be a super incredible, awesome student, you'll just leave it as y equals 5/2 x.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm going to give you guys one to do on your own. And if every single one of you gets the correct answer, then I'll give you your homework. If not, we're going to do 10 more examples.
If we get them all right,
So-
you guys did not do our homework.
She's kidding.
I want-
Everyone said that really fast.
Write me the equation of the line that passes through 4, negative 3 and 3, negative 6.
Negatives.
Okay, you have 2 points, so you first need to find your slope. So you're going to take y2
Why 2?
minus y1. And I got a minus and negative, so I know I need to change that into a big plus sign. And in the denominator, I'm going to take x2 minus x1.
It's not writing.
Okay, so x2 minus x1.
He's a lefty. He's gonna get everything.
Okay, so you end up with negative 3 over negative 1, but since we're super awesome, incredible students, we're not going to leave a negative over negative. We're going to change it into a positive. So now I have a slope of 3 over 1. I can pick either one of my points. It won't matter. Connor chose my first point, so my y is negative 3. My slope is 3 over 1. My x is 4. And we are solving for b.
Couldn't you just put 3?
Okay, yes, you could just put 3. Okay, so you want to solve for b, you first need to find out what 3 times 4 is. 3 times 4 is 12, so you have negative 3 equals 12 plus b. To solve for b, you would subtract 12 from both sides. So b equals negative 15. You have your slope, you have your y-intercept, so you can write the equation of your line. So your equation should have been y equals 3x minus
We're getting there.
15. All right. Very good.
I broke it again.